kick in at some point.
All right, so
5, 4, 3, 2.
So we're going live, yeah? Cool. Episode 3.
Take one.
Take one, post retro round. First things first is probably one of the most enjoyable rounds I've had in a very long time. I think everyone should do it, but I think the weather today was not ideal for bottom grooves, to be honest, but highly enjoyed the round today, guys. I don't know what your thoughts are.
Stress-free, relaxed, no expectations.
I didn't throw a club at all. Didn't even feel like
Which is
throwing
rare
a club,
for you,
so
mate.
very rare.
Which is very rare.
So, yeah. It was
Disappointing, some might say.
I'll tell you what, though. Bad day to be a golfer. Terrible day.
Conditions were, it was pretty wet out there, but
Cold, wet.
At least it didn't rain on us. It just rained all day before we got out there. So it was a bit of a bog hole.
I'm actually quite surprised no one yelled out mud ball. I was waiting for it.
It was pick in place on the fairways frost. If you didn't get the memo.
Yeah, true. Very true.
No, I thought the weather today, I thought there would be a few little shockers up the shaft, especially with that bottom groove.
Got one on the 9th.
But you kept that quiet.
No, talk to us about everyone's thoughts on the first tee. Obviously, we had a little slap on the range, so we knew roughly what we were in for, but yeah.
Yeah, so earlier at the range, I was hitting these Keith Knox irons and I'm like, wow, they were absolutely pure. So
They look pure, mate.
they were, yeah, it was really good. So, but
You had a smile from ear to ear. I've never seen you happier hitting a golf ball.
no, it was good fun. So I really enjoyed
Are they
it.
going? Are they going in the bag?
Maybe
The
the,
three
7 and 8 iron. They were
Yep.
good. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That might make the gapping a little difficult, but
See,
But there'd be optimal raz.
I thought the first hole was a warm-up hole, and I think if we put the scorecard up, I think everyone can see that. Yep, that was the first hole. Let's see how the ball's responding, the irons, etc. But I do.
I think our tee shots off the first we were all pretty surprised with to begin with.
Oh, there was low expectation the first
Even though I didn't find my ball, I was pretty happy with my tee shot.
mate. I tell you what, I'm going to start charging you interest for that driver that I pulled for you guys.
That's replacing the
What
other driver in the bag. I won't
what
mention what it is.
a weapon that thing was. That was the most surprising club of like everyone's got all their gear. Obviously, the Keith Knox is about as pure as a blade can be. Mizuno, look out because this thing's a weapon. What the hell is with that wooden thing?
Mate, that one wood. I've never been more consistent.
I don't think I've ever seen you drive the ball better.
That was the most consistent I've hit a ball, and the face on the thing was there was nothing. I
Unreal.
still don't know how I
So
did it.
is the stealth coming out of the bag or?
Look, the stealth hasn't been coming out of the bag in current rounds, so yeah, I don't
Might
know.
be
If
whispered
I can
back
hit
in.
that thing, how do I not hit a stealth? Tell me that.
So what was the most surprising for you guys in terms of being retro? I think we all early on established that round the greens was not what we used to, especially from my perspective. But
Yeah, I was backing myself around the greens. I thought that's where I'd make up a few shots, and that wasn't to be.
I think
Those golf balls are
The golf
very-
ball was the big difference in the day, I think. Yeah, just the technology in the golf ball these days is...
It's what you're expecting from the ball, though, as well. Like you're hitting shot, like these greens were soft, and we were talking about it before. These greens are like you take a step and you can see like a puddle around your feet, and the ball just wouldn't check, wouldn't stop.
They'll stop. Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Unless you
they
bottom
either,
grooved
they
it.
either stopped on a dime or you're in all sorts.
We just had to throw it really high, but yeah, I couldn't believe.
Birds had it down pat.
Birds
Birds had it down pat.
He did.
You know, even like trying to play that. If you had a bit of green with it, you'd play that pitch and run. Like, okay, hit it just on the green, let it roll, and just see you later.
Well, I had a 9 on the first, lads, and
Well, I had a snowman, so
it was absolutely.
Yeah, I also had a snowman.
It's weird. We hit everyone hit decent tee shots, which we'll definitely be putting up and showing everyone. But it was unreal. Just
I think after
my wedge play.
I
far
think
out.
after today, I think everyone should go to the op shop, get your retro clubs, whether it's a Friday or weekend, get a couple of mates, and just go have a laugh.
Yeah,
Because I think we just had so much fun today, just going out there with no cahoots or stuff. So what happens? We're just gonna have a bit of fun.
I think this experience for me was great. Like you're driving around to different op shops, picking clubs, and you go to some, and then there's no clubs there, and you're like, oh,
He drove all
where
the
am I
way
going
to
to go
Geelong
next?
op shop
Like,
and couldn't find anything.
Man,
one day I was in Ringwood, then Carrum Downs, and then back to Frankston. So
Mate,
no, it was fun.
I took the wife shopping to go get some new stuff for the little fella, and then she's getting buying a Frank Green bottle, and then I'll just walk into the salvos and $3 club. Thanks for coming.
It's hard. Well, Pig knows more than anyone, but it's harder. It was pretty difficult. I thought when we launched it all that it'd be really easy and all the op shops would have heaps of staff, but
I got my golf clubs no shit about an hour before the round. That's how well I was going.
yeah.
I still had the glue from the sticker on it.
I think that was half me trouble.
We were talking about, I called him to see if he wanted a lift, and he goes, I'm trying to get this glue. I was like, you got some metho?
Just tried the hot soapy water.
Yeah, proper stickers, those ones. But,
I think those stickers have been sitting on there for a while.
Oh, we'll definitely do this again, for sure. Even
I
it's
reckon
like
we need
it's
to-
summer.
Yeah. Oh, in summer, 100%. More beers, further fairways.
But Frost, you put up all the scores before the round, overs and unders. Jay's got the scorecard, so it'll be interesting and see, because we were talking about potentially saying in 3 holes to go, this is where we're at, but like, no, let's talk about it in the pod. So
have you got the scorecard?
It's actually in the front seat of my car. But I remember the scores.
everyone remembers their score. Yeah.
Oh, should we talk about the scores and how we went?
Yeah, you can
Who
talk
hit-
about the
who hit 'em
scores.
well, who didn't hit them well.
see, I had a bone and pick with Perds because, Frost put up all the voting and it's like Peggy, Frofts, Multi. And then you see Jay with like single digits, like 6%. You're just going, what's going on
I
here?
got absolutely roasted on that poll, by the way.
So you deserved it.
Rude.
Well, I did say you were the dark horse, and a few holes in, I was like, Piggy, I told you.
Yeah, I started on a real heater. I just fell apart as per usual.
I think you got
at the
that
back
confidence from that.
Yeah,
threat,
that was
that
the
driver.
problem. At the beginning, I wasn't thinking about it. I was just swinging the club and enjoying it, just worried about middling it. And then as I was middling it, the more I got it, the harder I wanted to swing the thing.
I was talking to Jay about this. It's like, it's interesting when you got these retro clubs and you really don't give a rat's what's around you. All you're just wanting to do is just make solid contact.
You just wanted to hit the ball.
Yeah.
That's basically it. You just wanted to.
I've not once looked at a single hazard out there where, like, just literally stand over it. What's my distance? Have a crack, because I had no idea how far they were going anyway.
By the way, shout out to you on the second hole. Put in the pot bunk on the left.
Pin high, which I was pretty happy
Put
with.
it pin high, got up, and then you've buggered off to do a piss, and then come back and hold the putt and said, thanks for coming.
Just an easy up and down out of the bunker.
just
no
walked
worries.
himself into the boon doom. I was like, where's Piggy? Oh, he's doing a piss.
I lost track of holes. I didn't know what hole I was on. I didn't know how many shots I'd had. Like this is the sort of golf that you just like. We're literally going out and slapping it, and none of us thought. There was no bad.
But we weren't even
Thoughts. It
thinking
was
about our
weird.
scores, to be honest with you, too.
Yeah,
So it wasn't until we got to like the last 3 holes, like, oh shit, where we're at.
All I kept doing is I'd walk up to my ball and then I'd go to look at my watch to get a distance, and I'm like, well, I'm not even wearing it.
I did have the Bushnell on the side of the bag, but I, hand on heart, never used it. No one would have seen me use it anyway. I realised that coming down the ninth, I was like, oh god, I could have pulled the Bushnell out here. I knew I was miles away, but
Well, I played just as well today with a set of clubs I've never seen till an hour before the round. No distances, no practice.
You
no
would have
nothing.
taken your 2 little girls with you to get those.
I have taken them, but they
They weren't in the car with you?
they're still in the car.
We'll keep that hush hush, yeah. But no,
let's get back to the scores here.
No,
Yeah, let's talk some scores.
Not that I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
so were you over or under your score?
I was 1 over.
So
One
what did you predict?
I predicted 51 for everyone that isn't on Instagram, isn't following at Bad Dad's Golf on Instagram. Yeah, I knew what I was in for.
So you've shot
And
you've shot a 52.
52. Yep, off
Are
the
you
stick.
happy with that?
Yeah, I am actually. Yeah, everyone, yeah, and we'll learn things in the next couple of minutes. That will probably mean I'm one of the worst golfers in this group.
You can't wipe the smile and grin off this guy's face.
Well, I was 10 under, so not 10 under, but I predicted a 54 and ended up shooting 44, so I was pretty happy with that.
On
That's-
an absolute
that-
heater.
Yeah,
Oh,
fuck.
BOG with that score today. And
Just
Piggy,
effortless golf.
what was were you over? Were you over or under? I think that's what the people want to know.
Thankfully, I scraped in under my 69, and I finished with a 50, which I was actually pretty stoked on.
Way
Half a-
unders.
Half a ton. Half a ton.
A little,
ton,
a
I'll
little
take that.
nod to the crowd and a raise the bat.
just a little. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming.
Show the bat sponsor on the back.
I was very happy with my 50, to be honest.
Bullshit.
I almost chipped in on the 9th, which
Yeah.
would have given me a 49. Which
Just needed that extra that 490. You had 491 dimples.
yeah,
You needed that 492 just to get in the hole.
that
Yeah,
one
but
more
you slapped
dimple.
like 2 down the fairway as well.
yeah.
Like you left a few. Everyone left a few out there.
No, mate, there was a
I
few
left
fluff
more-
chips there, by the way.
I left more out there than anyone else in this room. But yeah, that's another day.
what did I say, 48 or 49 on the tee?
48.
48. I had 45, so I was under. There was
No-
a few. There
no
was a
real-
few. There was
No
a few.
real surprise there.
I left a few out there. Left a few out there. Snowman on the first didn't help, but
A couple of duff chips.
Talk to me about the
Yeah.
putting, lads, because we were okay actually.
I know-
I said in the last pod that everyone was going to slap it down the fairway. I saw more hang time today than Jordan in the 90s. I'll tell you that much.
I've never hit a ball higher in my
Yeah,
life.
I would agree.
I was saying
they were
those
definitely
greens and those
getting up
balls
there.
they just go miles.
The putting for me, I normally back myself putting, and that first putt, I realized the old putter and that rock just
What a rock it was.
I think if you look at the putting today versus back then, you look at like Jack Nicklaus's putting stroke. All the old timers would just be like, just stab at it.
jarring motion.
Just that
almost.
jarring motion, just to get it. Like especially when you're playing links golf. So I can kind of see a difference in technology now with the ball because you get so much feel. If you've got like NASA aerodynamic guys working on covers, you know that's saying something in terms of the obviously the ball evolving over this time. So
This T line thing I had, I was just I was leathering it, and I wasn't even getting it close. I was just
I couldn't believe
smashing
how
it.
hard you had to swing the
Oh.
putter.
The ball just did not pop. It felt like I was literally hitting a rock.
Yeah.
Well, I had one of those old mini golf putters that I got off Al.
Yeah,
I actually made some putts though, so I was
Mate, that-
kind of
the
surprised.
third hole, the putt for par was just bang straight.
Well,
in
it
the middle.
changes the focus, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You've got to middle it, or it's not gonna. Yeah, it's not gonna treat you well.
Greens were soft too, so
Oh,
you could
very.
I
you could
was
give it a bit.
slipping on Royal Centenary's greens. That's how wet it was. But that was good. It was good out there. I think the putting and like we said, I think we all predicted that the putting short game area was where we were all going to make our shots. But I think we all just if we hand on heart today, I think we all striped it off the tee.
I did not expect the tee shots. Holy mackerel!
It was,
I think I hit every fairway.
I said you hit every
I've never
fairway. And
seen-
guys, I've got away with a few. It's still a statistic, mate.
I've never seen a bloke swing so hard and just absolutely stripe it down the middle.
That Cobra ladies 3-wood that I picked up, I'm going to try it out with the new golf ball, and if it goes all right,
See how it goes
Just
on the
that-
I might
curve.
even sneak that in the bag.
That little baby draw that you hit on one of those holes was just
That was just maximum send. John Senden, full send, unreal,
It was good to watch. Real good to watch.
so good.
so thumbs up on a retro golf day.
It was a massive thumbs up. Obviously, I had the most, but scramble game was on. Hit most fairways and then started toe drawing everything. Toe draws are nice.
Yeah, not
word
not,
for
not
hook.
when
Hooking the shit out of it.
not when you've got a driver 1/5 of your stealth, mate.
Well, I'm looking at it going, geez, this thing. Like, and we're going to get some videos up, but geez, the slap. Everyone's the noise these things are making.
The
with
noise
these-
off these clubs
That-
is phenomenal.
That drive you hit on the fourth, where you just absolutely sent it down the middle, that was probably your best drive of the
Oh,
day.
I'll be dreaming about that when I go to sleep. Oh my god,
It was
unreal.
good.
So we can all establish that winter golf sucks and summer golf is far more better at the moment, especially with Melbourne and how cold and wet it's been.
Yeah, it's been pretty cold and wet and miserable, making the course not ideal.
Ball doesn't go for as far, cold, wet.
So that,
Gives you the
that
opportunity-
bottom groove in winter.
Yeah,
No
we
good.
all got one today, just to remind us how effed winter golf is. But no, I'm not a winter guy.
No, I don't think any of us
I'm
are.
quite happy to hang them up.
I personally love winter. I just don't like golf in the winter.
yeah.
You got other sports to do in the winter than golf, mate.
Yeah.
So,
And I think if you're not a Victorian anyway, if you're not a sandbelt golfer, you just you may as well just play golf with a shovel.
and I
All
think,
the courses around here.
and I think chipping and pitching in winter, you can forget it.
Oh,
And I think,
Low
I think
bounce
you and
out
I
the window.
can vouch for that today.
That 11
cut
iron
to the
that
clip.
that 11 iron I said was going to be a weapon.
by the way.
That 11 iron I said was going to be a weapon. It was the worst club in the bag at certain points. How's the flub?
I want to get that.
The flub was good.
Everyone knows the flub because it was a poignant moment in the day, and it was the worst.
I thought the divot almost covered the ball.
an inch.
There was a shot where I actually didn't hit the ball though, Perds. Oh, you might have missed that
I
one.
might have missed that one.
I tried to hide it from everyone, but everyone was watching me. So
Did you get that one on camera?
I got that on camera, and I got
Yeah.
Perds pissing himself about it.
too many good ones.
No, but then that 11 degree wedge that you've got, so I think it was what 7 par 4 up the hill, where you just had to knife and blade it just to get it on the green, and mission accomplished.
As I said, and we said it last time, bottom groove. Well, the time before that, bottom groove. All of us. How much speed is in that bottom groove? Unreal.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, diabolical. It's like, why even put extra grooves on there? No, but
I actually got to use the other grooves in my clubs today.
that's good.
I mean,
I think if we cross seasons here with Opshop, I think we'll be in we'll have the run, obviously.
correct.
We had no run today.
And I think also, I think the old retro clubs suited the pitch and run with the ball technology in terms of like you're not getting as much spin. So check, boom, let it release up. Like there was a couple of times where we would chip and it would just die in front of on the green or just in the fringe. So I think it'll be a completely different type of game.
Well,
If
our
you come play in the summertime.
mentality was still to throw it up in the air, but the amount of times we were short, no one hit it pin high.
Anything you put high and was short, you were cooked. No chance.
And how many times were you in between clubs? I know you were chatting about it as well. Obviously, playing a half set, you know what you're in for. But when you play a half set of modern clubs, you can knock them down and like de-loft
I'm
when
still
you need to.
disappointed you didn't pull out the 9-iron hickory.
Mate, that's not a 9-iron. That is a Wilson 8820 putter.
It's clearly labelled with a 9.
It's a 9-iron, but Harry Higgs back in 1826, they used to putt with a 9-iron, pal. It's got an old hickory shaft, and it literally looks like Phil Mickelson's putter at the end of it.
It legitimately did.
Talk to me about the one club in everyone's bag today that was like
That's easy. The one wood.
the one.
Hands
There
down.
we go. Yeah,
That
I would
one-
agree with that.
That one
I had
wood
a little
was-
slap with it. Oof.
I've never felt more confident with the club in my hands.
I'm not getting that back, am I?
No, not a chance.
We're
We're
gonna have to
hitting that
lacquer
thing
it
so
up.
hard the paint was coming off.
We're gonna have to lacquer. We're gonna have to get on the lacquer again.
And to be fair, you know the two sort of circles
like
on
the
either
resin dimples.
Yeah, the
on
resin
side.
dimples. That's twist face, mate. Back in the back in the 80s, mate.
What about you, Al?
I tell you what, that 3-iron that I hit on the 8th hole, I was telling Jay, I was like, mate, there's some serious heat in this bottom groove because there is nothing
It only
above
had
the third
one groove. It was
I can't
literally-
believe how there was literally if that wasn't an inch tall, the whole club.
And I had to
It was
full on
tiny.
send that.
The head of that club was, I've never seen anything like it.
If you don't hit it pure, you're going to get some serious shockwaves from that shaft. Up
It's
there.
hard to comprehend that they went through this whole big to mini, and then they would have gone like oversized. That sandwich you had, absolute dinner plate. That
Huge.
thing.
Absolutely
No wonder he was
huge.
so good around the greens,
Yeah,
man.
he was just hitting it up his nose.
I do have to officially rule myself because I was talking to Piggy this on the 6th hole, and I was like, this 3-wood that I've got, that Maxfly High Fusion Steel, whatever it was, had someone had played with that club so long, it imprinted their grip on the actual grip. I said to Piggy, feel this. It's almost like one of those training aids.
It was legitimate like the training aid to get everything in the right position.
Was it in the right spot?
Oh, perfect.
He might have shot a
This is like,
44,
oh,
but
this
he's
is
been DQ'd.
Perfect for a high draw.
It's like
What about
Scotty
you, Turds?
Shefley. He's got one of those ones.
The 3-wood, the ladies
Oh.
Cobra 3-wood.
Mate, you didn't miss a fairway.
Did it have baffler technology in the bottom?
No, it's just got a rattle because there's a bit of glue in the bottom of the head. so-
Non-conforming, DQ'd.
That gives you a bit of extra speed through impact.
You were swinging the life out of that thing and just full John Senden.
I was giving it the berries, but I think I might put it in the bag.
Mate, I'm smile ear to ear again.
I
When
think-
you were swinging that thing, you look that confident and that happy with that thing in your hands.
I thought we drove the ball very well today.
Off the tee, I thought everyone was amazing.
Everyone,
I've never hit the ball off the tee as well as I have today.
you're going to be rocking up Pato with that precision wood, mate. You're going to start a trend.
Mate,
So
I personally,
we saw
I'm all about this retro
we
stuff.
saw the difference in golf ball. We changed golf ball a few times. How many balls did you play, Perds? Roughly.
I played the Wilson DNA for the first 8 holes. It only changed on the last hole when we all
Cool.
changed. So
Yeah, I rocked the Wilson Ultra, and I thought that was firm until we all got into the what ball was that on the ninth?
all
That was the original,
92
top-
dimples
Top
in that
flight.
top flight.
The original top flight, yeah.
492 dimples.
Well, we spoke about it in the pod, so we're like, we got to play it. And then who hit the first tee shot? Who was it? Who hit the first tee shot on 9?
I think it was Jay.
And the noise was like nothing we'd heard all
I've
day.
still got vibrations going through my elbows from
I
that.
thought it sounded like Jay had hit a brick. And it was almost like you'd hit it pure, but it's almost like
It went straight
you hit
down the middle.
It did went straight down the middle, but when you hit it, I was like, fuck, there's a bit of oomph in that.
Even you said though, it's like that's different.
Yeah.
That's different.
You knew the moment you hit it, like it was dead set. I can understand why they used to call them rocks because
Oh. But
That's
how much
brutal.
more respect do you have for the old dudes way back in the day?
I don't know. I shot a 50 today, so
Massively.
it can't be that hard.
Oh, no, I'm talking way, way back. Oh my god.
And they used to
Oh my
shoot.
God.
They used to shoot under par, and look, that's all they knew. Fair play to them.
A lot of this stuff's like back end of Nicholas era, even. So the boys before then, far out, like the Hogans and the
We might have
Saracens
to
of
do
the
a
world.
hickory round.
oh,
You know, in Scotland,
sign
right?
me up.
In Scotland and parts of the UK where you can actually go to clubs and they actually have hickory days where you get in like the +4s, the old hickory clubs with the old sort
Tweed jacket.
of the old woven golf balls, and they make a day out of it.
The three-quarter
imagine
strides with
all
the
four
long
of us.
socks.
Long socks.
All about it. We should do it. Let's do a hickory day.
Yeah.
What are you doing next week?
I'm free.
It was hard enough for you to get a set of clubs. How are you going to?
Nah,
Mate,
fair
I
call.
don't think our wives were allowed 2 weeks in a row, pal.
Yeah, no. That's
Nah.
fair call. Fair call.
My wife did ask me today. Ask the boys, do you ask to play golf or do you tell them that you play golf?
I think it's an even mix of both sometimes, depending on the mood in the house.
Definitely.
Mine's a play golf, but then I've got to do something.
Oh, it's give and
And,
take.
yeah,
it has,
it's
to,
give and take.
it has to be.
It has-
It's a
it has-
two-way street.
Definitely has
Always.
to be give and take. Like you think a round of golf, we're gone for what 5-6 hours.
Yeah.
It's a long time. The ladies need their time doing
Yeah,
their thing.
true.
It always has to be a two-way street.
100%.
So
Maybe you're not a bad dad after all.
I'll let my wife answer that.
Well,
We all know what she's going to say.
our kids are going to be a little older, but 2028 President's Cup, Kingston Heath. What are we thinking?
I've just got fond memories of playing a championship there and coming third.
Yeah.
Team event. I didn't contribute whatsoever. Anywho, I was going to bring that trophy for a laugh today. I've got a trophy at home and everything.
I'm going to give my honest opinion, yeah.
Here we go.
And I'm going to get in a bit of trouble for
Strap
this.
in.
All right.
The most controversial thing
most
we've said.
It should have been in PK. Okay.
Spoken like a PK member.
It should have been in PK infrastructure. It would have been great. From that point. And look, Kingston Heath did deserve it. Well, they did deserve it. Quality track, love the joint. And every time it's been at Royal, they've always gone through the whole process with the PGA. Hey, we want to host it. Da, da, da. It's only, 20 minutes down the road. And they kept missing out. And it was their time. So I wish them all the best, but I would have loved for it to be in a PK.
Mm.
Do you think that the heritage and the history
It
behind
has
the
to be
club
heritage
has
here.
a bit
There's
to it?
heritage.
Absolutely.
There's heritage.
Yes.
There's government funding. There's a lot of aspects involved in hosting a President's Cup. Infrastructure, government funding, corporate, the whole caboodle with that itself. So,
So what you're saying is PK didn't throw enough at it.
I'm not saying that.
I just think it's worldwide. I think that's the difficulty.
Yeah,
PK is still
PK's still up and coming
what a
through,
track,
yeah.
both courses, but
Pretty
Just
crazy
in
to
the
think, though, Kingston Heath's never really been on the world map.
they've had some stuff though. Like the World Cup of Golf, that wasn't too long ago. Aussie Open wasn't
Aussie
too long
Open.
ago. Heineken Classic, oos.
That
Ernie,
was when-
give it to me, Ernie.
But when
The Big Easy.
When did Tiger came in before he got caught?
That was Aussie
before,
Open,
Was
yeah.
that before he got
That
caught? or
was
that
that
he-
was that was the
when he
court.
got caught.
That's when he was got caught.
Um,
When the bar mistress was at Crown and he's rocked up.
I'd sort of agree a little bit in that, like the setup of PK is unreal, but I think it's prestige. I think it's worldwide. I think if Royal doesn't get it, it's understandable that Kingston Heath would get it, and I think they get it by default. For me, it's my favourite golf course in Australia by a million miles.
That to me on its day is probably one of the toughest courses in Australia, just in terms of how you got to plot yourself for the tee, angles into greens to give you best opportunity for, especially that fourth. The further left you go, the wider you leave it anything on the right, you're basically screwed.
The way they set it up too, it'll
And
be.
we saw that
big
the Oz
glass.
Open. Oz Open last year when it was at Vic and Heath, guys were shooting low numbers at Vic and going to Heath and be like
Having heaps.
level one under was like a career 61 for them out there.
Is it too early to apply for media passes?
Never too early.
He's got 5 years in counting, pal. So
We got
there's
time.
a
We got
lot of
time.
podcasts that need to go up
They'll
before
be
that
ask-
media pass
They'll
comes
be
out.
asking us to attend. Timestamp it. What do you think, Perds? You been there?
I've
You had a
been
look at
there,
it?
yeah. When Tiger Woods was here, I went out there and walked the fairways. It was good.
How many
I liked it.
deep were you to see Tiger, by the way?
Did you sense it was the beginning of the end?
I had no idea what was going to happen next.
Nah, unreal. I think it's good. I think it's good to keep it, like, we're Victorians, so I think it's good to keep it here. It could have been splashed around all over the place, but
Yeah, look, I've got no problem with it, with Heath getting it. I just would have preferred PK, obviously, and understanding what's involved in speaking to people, whatever a golf club needs to go through with the governing bodies to host a President's Cup. I can see why Heath, not only for the golf course, but what they've had to do for, because how many times has Royal had the President's Cup? Couple?
Yep.
And like go through the process, Royal.
I was expecting them just to get it again by default, but it's good to see that they're branching out and
Yeah,
trying something
I
different.
definitely thought it was going to be back there again.
So look, I mean, they make it a shit hot golf course. It's going to be packed out like it was last time.
What time of year is it?
What was the last time it was here?
I reckon
I
it was
went, I can't even
November,
remember.
December.
It would have to be towards
pretty
the end of the
late.
year.
It was
based on
dry.
the schedules and stuff. So
I walked it a little bit and it was dry and yeah, but
Fast.
it was those cold mornings. So yeah, it was. They had Royal like glass, so I expect the same result. And yeah, we could have gone okay last time. The
I
internationals.
just remember last President's Cup was right after the Patrick Reed shovel incident in the bunker.
Yeah.
And I've never heard a crowd get stuck into one person
Roast.
more. It was
Maximum
Off
roast.
the first tee. I can't
wasn't that
remember-
his second or his third shovel incident?
Yeah.
Well, they flew straight from the Hero World Cup straight
Imagine
here,
flying from
like,
Albany, Bahamas,
flew straight.
to Melbourne.
So it's happening in the air, and then when he lands,
Well,
it's
he,
just-
he hit his first tee shot. This might have been maybe on the third day. Tees off the first, and it's running along the fairway. You can just hear the crowd noise build as it gets closer and closer to the bunker. Drops down the edge of the bunker, and everyone just erupted. It was great.
yeah.
You would have been front and center for that, Piggy.
Yeah, but I love Patrick Reed. He's my boy.
I'm sure.
We
I'm
won't
sure
have-
you told him that at Live last.
Yeah, I let him know.
We won't have any of the live issues as well. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully by then they've sorted everything out. It's
Fuck, you'd want to hope so.
Because if you're going to host the President's Cup, and like we saw at what was the last one?
It was in Canada.
Was it Canada? What was the last one? That in Charlotte where Trevor Ullman hosted it.
Oof.
Where
We're going back here.
where Rory's won. No, but that I mean, you look at it. You looked at the quality of the players. The US, everyone who looked at that President's Cup, everyone thought the US is just going to spank this because half the team, other than Scotty and all the guys that hadn't gone to Live, so you got a diminished product. Be interesting to see what happens at the Ryder Cup this year. And I think a lot of people are deterred to go to those because the quality of the product's not there based on the players.
Well, I said the whole announcement, first pod, going back, way back, a month.
First pod. we're 3 deep.
Can you guys remember? Can you remember that, Perds? Fuck, it was
a
ages
while ago. Yeah.
Anyway, I actually mentioned in the first pod, is this announcement linked to Ryder Cup? Because the US have a free-for-all. Does half of these guys get captain's picks? Who knows? We'll leave that. We'll let that settle.
So my understanding is the Ryder Cup for the US is based on the USGA, which is not governed by the PGA. So all those guys are still eligible, subject to the captain's pick. Whereas the DP Tour, if you're not a member, tough shit.
You're off. Yep. So, we're not going to expecting Westwood or Fleetwood to play anyway, to be honest. Be good to see them involved, but we're getting off topic as well.
Yeah, we are.
We were going to bring
standard.
For the next couple, let's bring up a glory moment on the golf course.
I've got one.
We knew it was going to be you. That's why I was looking at you, and so I sort of left it.
It was one shot too.
All right, talk to us. Build it up. What was the barometric pressure on the golf course at the time?
Can I just give a bit of context?
Was
Are you
the
talking
wind-
what I think you're talking about?
Let's give this to Al.
So, Pato, the par 5. Remember that hole? Remember the par 5 before that?
Yeah, the 6th hole.
Yeah, the 6th hole wasn't a great hole. So
The final hole of the Dicky trap.
Yeah.
Oh, Dick.
I had a mare on the 6th.
Yeah.
And then, walked up to the 7th, 155, and had the 7-iron, and I've clipped it. And as I hit it, I think Al goes, that's going to be close. And
baby draw.
Oos.
I don't think I've hit the green since.
That is a tough par 3 to hit, by the way.
It is a tough hole. But so
slightly uphill.
Slightly uphill. Big old bunker cliff face on the right-hand side.
Tiered green from at an angle to 45,
two
front to
tiers.
back.
Deep ridge on the left, off the green.
Very deep ridge.
I normally go in that ridge.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, going straight for the flag, landed on the green, took a bounce, and the ball just disappeared. And Al was like, that's gone in the hole. And
100%. I remember looking at Al, me and Al looking at each other like, that's just gone in. And
I was in denial, as
you are
anyone would be.
100%, 100%. It had nowhere else to go but in the hole. It was
I actually got to my bag and pulled the rangefinder. I was like, Perds, I cannot see the ball on the green.
Unreal.
It's either gone through or it's in the sink.
It was electric. You were legitimately shaking.
I was in shock, disbelief, because you don't expect it to happen, So
what happened next? Bit of a dash up the fairway, or did you sort of just cruise?
I've taken a leisurely stroll up the fairway.
Fair enough.
As leisurely as there can get.
And
Soaking
we're
in
probably
the
about
ambience.
25 metres out, and Al's made this big dash to the flag. And I just remember he turned around and looked at me, and his hands went up in the air, and he's like, "It's in the hole."
I think the pro shop heard you because I think a couple minutes later we were teeing off the next hole, and the guy on the golf cart came around and was like, "You know what?"
He didn't believe me.
I think I got footage of Al running up there, so we might be able to show that as well.
So I remember that because the hole was at an angle like this, and I've
it was
looked
kind
at
of
it,
sitting on the tier.
and I was like, it was almost like it was tucked at an angle to a certain degree.
It was. I'll never forget.
I think
it.
you were more.
I hope, mate. I was shaking after that. It was great to act. That was the first hole in one I've ever witnessed, and it was great to see a good mate get one. It was good.
Perds did say the day he gets a hole in one, that's where his ashes are going to be spread. So he's had to change his will.
Do you still stand by that statement you made on that day?
Yeah, I still stand by that, and Bridget actually knows that. So, yeah.
That's phenomenal.
Well, we were waiting for something today. It didn't happen. But you can hang on to that glory. I'll
be hanging on to that glory moment for the rest of my life.
You've got one more than I ever.
Have you never had one?
Never had one.
I would have put you down for a couple.
No. I've been
all I want is I'll happily quit golf the day I get a hole in one.
No, you won't.
No, I won't. You're right.
You love it. You love it too much. There's no way.
I love to hate it.
He'll be out there with a wooden wood.
My grandpa had 2 of them, and I just think that's like if I can get one, I'll be absolutely stoked on that.
Well, there'll be plenty of people listening going, oh, yeah, God, the amount of times I've been close, blah, blah, blah. But that's what we play for, isn't it? It's really weird.
game of inches.
What happened at the bar?
Mate, there was no one in the clubhouse afterwards. So
I knew what the answer
Absolute
was to
ghost
that question. I knew what the answer was.
I think it was just us three having a beer. So
How good's that?
no, it was good.
Perfect.
It was good.
Saves you a bit of cash as well.
Absolutely, it did.
Kona, your glory moment?
Probably today, striping that one wood.
I
I don't know why
You're clutching at
I
straws
don't
your
know why
belt.
you're laughing.
I think he's living a very sheltered golf life. if
There hasn't been many highlights of. Yeah, look, I'm still. Yeah, I don't really have a glory moment, to be honest.
They will
but
come, mate.
I'm sure.
They will
I'm
come.
Sure, I'm sure it will. Hopefully, if I stick at it, I
We're
might
gonna
not- I might not
have-
ever play golf again.
We're going to have plenty of stories over the journey in the next few. So we'll hang on to Purds' hole in one.
I'll be hanging on that. Definitely.
I'll also be hanging on to that.
It's it's interesting to see. Everyone's going to have their everyone's got their glory moments. We'll work them through, but from our point of view, it's the divot
hole-
tool.
a
It's
hole
the
in
divot
one.
tool time.
we need divot tool music.
So just explain what the divot tool is, because I don't think people understand. We've talked about it in the last two.
no, I think we missed it last potty.
Well, just explain what the divot tool is, because this is your idea, and it's a great idea, and I think we need to get some traction on this.
We've got 2 minutes on this.
A divot tool is a tool that you use on the golf course.
No, but the concept behind it's like the tool of the week.
Yeah, tool of the week. It's been a common thing, especially I think in the Australian culture, about nominating someone who's been a big tool or done something silly. And I just thought the whole idea of running it as a divot tool, making it relevant to golf, would be a good idea and a bit of fun. So,
So I thought it was a brilliant idea.
my divot tool's been worn out.
Today it has.
But as for a divot tool this week, has anyone got any nominations or any ideas who we can be sending one out to?
Jay Monahan.
He'll probably get one weekly. We don't do the podcast weekly, but
No,
he'll probably
but-
get one fortnightly to a monthly.
I think
Episodely.
I think after going and putting Patel between his leg and joining Liv, and basically what happened with the players, he's got to be up there.
Hands down. There's no argument from me.
Nah, I reckon he deserves it.
So what we
We'll have to get that pressed and hand
where
hammered.
can we
Get
do
Tyson
is,
to stamp that one for us.
Tyson Lamb, if you're watching, let's
what we'll
get this
do is
done.
we'll get a divot tool and then send it to PGA headquarters. And we'll all sign it and send it through and say you are divot tool of the
Well,
week.
I got a
episode
bunch.
3.
I got a bunch of the, you stamp your wedges and that. I got them at home. I reckon we just buy a bunch of blanks, and every week we just send Jay a divot tool.
Until he
You can't
opens
be
it.
you can't be divot tool more than once.
No,
So we-
yeah,
you know,
correct.
there'll
No,
be
we
one
got
every
him
week.
once. There'll be someone for the next one, but
So what are we doing? What are we doing next?
there's too many things.
What are we doing next?
I'd like to play a regular round of golf as a foursome.
Yeah, but it has been a while. Like you can remember it, but I can't.
I didn't even know we'd all played
But
together.
yeah, I
until
think we
today.
have. I think we have a proper game. We go somewhere semi decent this time.
Where can you get us, big dog?
I'll make some calls.
Can we wait till winter? Let's wait till winter's over.
Oh, this is
Let's park
yeah,
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't get any guests on till the end of September.
that's all right. Yeah, I think. Well, the way the weather is, we'll have plenty to chat about on the next one though. We'll work it through.
There'll be
If anyone wants to pass on any feedback as well, hit us up in the DMs at Bad Dads Golf. We're not really making this for us, are we? At the end of the day,
just click and subscribe and just share, please.
yeah, just get it out there. And if anyone's using a VPN in Cameroon, let us know because someone in Cameroon is listening to this.
I told you there'd be some place with like
Someone's got a
everyone knows
VPN
where
on.
Cameroon.
I can't
Cameroon
believe that.
last episode. Where was the first one?
Alaska.
Alaska. Someone's toying with us.
We're getting some crew in Florida, which I'm really happy about because that's definitely on the list at some point in time.
Maybe that's our next round of golf.
Well, get me on a flight. I'm ready to go.
There's no ways in how my wife's letting me go to Florida.
Yeah, there's no
mate,
chance
no
I'm going to
chance.
If
Florida.
we take the family with us,
We
Who's
can go
paying
for the
airfares,
week.
pal?
Family vacay.
yeah, who's
Let's
paying
just go
them?
for the weekend. It'll be fine.
I got to work away for the week. Florida, here we come.
All right.
You wouldn't go home.
That's the final point. Thanks for tonight and today, lads.
Anyone out there, go do yourself a favor. Retro round. You'll never regret it.
And get it done, Ricky.
We're watching.
Big
We're
dick
watching
Rick.
you, Ricky.
Big dick Rick.
But But yeah, thanks for today. Retro round was awesome. We'll be hanging on these clubs.
I've never had more GIRs in my life, by the way.
We'll be hanging on to these clubs for a little while longer. So if you've ever really thought about it, definitely go out and get some rocks and have a swing.
Someone challenge us to a retro round.
Oh no! See you on the next one, lads.
Thanks, lads. Bye.
Rough on.
See you guys.